Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So here we are again on today's session of the Paragon Pearls Initiative. The program, the monthly program we usually are. I just want to be sure we are live on every channel before I take on. Let me just be sure. So if you can hear me, so you could help me as well. Say hi, say hello. Do we have people already in the house? Wonderful. So wait. Okay. 1 minute, please. Aye. So we are live. Right. Hello, everyone, again. So it's the Incorruptible Women series, May edition. I'm super excited to be here again. And we have to kickstart today. Let me just invite a few people to join us. Let me invite some members to join us. Right. I'm so excited about today's topic, most especially because every one of us, at some point, as we move, as we grow, we will face the challenge of managing fame. And it's very important that we talk about it, especially as Christians, as believers, so that we'll be able to still keep it ourselves in track. Why? So, Sanade, thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Why we move on in the ladder. So I'm so excited that we're having a wonderful person in our midst today. And I'll allow her so that we don't waste our time. I know a lot of other people will join in and some will catch up with the replay later. But let's just kickstart this section and so that we don't keep ourselves waiting. So is the Incorruptible Women series May edition. Can I hear some noise? And here with me, I'm having Busola Aladinusi. So I will allow her to give you a brief introduction about herself. Yes, we've dropped the profile on the group earlier, but for the sake of this section, so I'll just allow you to do a brief introduction. Busola, please go ahead.
Wow. Good day, everyone. It's a privilege, honor to be here. I thank my dear friend. Yeah, she's a pastor, Pastor Maureen Kogunowe. Thank you so much. Thank you for the fantastic job you're doing with this group. Thank you for how you're supporting women, how you're making them grow and giving them the needful and the rightful information to help them face the world out there and really make them to be beauties as you've named it. Thank you so much. Okay, I am Busola Lagenosi. Currently, I'm a pastor at Christ Treasure Center. I'm a Christian. I love introducing myself that way. I'm a Christian and chosen of God, loved of God. Um, Oh, I'm just laughing now. Okay, before now, of course, I've worked, corporate world, had my own business before I focused on ministry, on the profile, and much more. I love the fact that I'm a Christian. It gives me so much joy. Before I used to wonder why people, take Christianity as if, something they just wear on Sunday. But I'm a proud Christian. I love God. And it's because I appreciate the love that He has for me. So that's just, in a nutshell about myself. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. It's so great to meet you again after a very long while.
22
Thank
years, like that.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And guys, I can always tell you, take your jotting pad and your pen and jot as much as you can in this section because this is the kind of section that we're getting for free, but it's something some people are really praying for. So I want to appreciate Busola Aladinusi. Just like she mentioned, she's a pastor, right? So Pastor Busola, thank you for joining us this evening. So without much ado, let's just kickstart the session. And like we usually do, she's going to take us on about 40 minutes plus or minus. And in case you have any question, please drop on the comment section. I'll take note of them as we move on. So after which we're going to deal with these questions, and then we call it a session, right? So thank you. Priscilla, you can go on.
Thank you. So, we're talking on how to manage fame,
Yeah.
a good recipe for women. The convener introduced, as one makes progress in life, as one grows in capacity and influence, fame or popularity is inevitable because it will surely come. Fame, is the state of being known and recognized by many people because of your achievements, because of your skills, or because of something outstanding that you've done. And so fame, comes, I wouldn't say naturally, but it comes to people who stand out in whatever they're doing. It comes to people that develop certain skills, certain capacity exactly in fields, and the opportunity meets that preparation. So it's not just something that you just come, at that time people are working, but they're not in the limelight. So opportunity comes and meets their preparation, however they prepare. So fame, comes. Fame comes, and as women, it's good to have that at the back of our mind that as you're growing, as you're developing, you're honing your skills, climbing in the corporate ladder, growing your business, in whatever capacity you're doing, fame will come. Even in the church, so far you're committed to growth, people will talk about you. That's just what fame is. People will talk about you. People start mentioning you, become noticeable. You stand out from the crowd. You can't just walk around and say, oh, maybe nobody notices. Everybody notices you. And that is what fame is. For some, it could be, I don't know if there are people that sing on this platform. It could be the song you've been singing and something just happened, opportunity just comes and it throws you into the limelight. You did not expect to to be there, but suddenly you're just famous. Everybody's singing your names. You that were unknown before, it now becomes a household name. Your praise is being sung, being sung as it were, and it comes. And it's good as Christian women, it's good as ladies that we understand and we embrace this thing because fame will come. And I'm saying it, if you are committed to growth, fame will definitely come. Even for let me say a market woman that is selling a produce at a very good rate and the quality is very good. Before you know it, your neighbors will start coming. Even your competitors rather want to buy from you. That is fame. You're getting known. You're getting noticed. You're in the limelight, and that is fame. So fame comes. It's natural. It's something that should happen if things work out, but it's opportunity. Let me put it this way. And so I'll say that fame is amoral. Fame is neither good and is neither bad. Fame is neither good, neither is amoral. It is the possessor of the fame that determines what the fame becomes. It
Yes.
is it is the possessor. Also, fame is also a platform. Fame is a platform. And the other better we know that fame is a platform, it helps us to make use of whatever fame that the Lord will bring our way, or whatever things that the Lord will bring our way because of the platform. And the platform, primarily because this is a Christian women organization, is to showcase Christ, to point people to Christ. So fame is also a platform. Fame is moral. It isn't the fame that matters, but your reaction that makes it either good or bad. So fame is not wrong in itself. Fame is not wrong in itself, but a focus. Now, let me go. I'm now going deep down now. A focus on fame is an obsession itself. When fame comes, yes, it's good. But when you now focus on fame, is an obsession with self. It's like money.
Mm.
Money is immoral. Money is neither good nor bad. I know people say, "Oh, love of money is the root of all evil." You said it, the love of money, the focus on money. So also the
Mm.
focus on fame, in fact, is the root of all evil. So fame is like money. Is it is the possessor that determines how the definition you will give to it.
Mm.
And just the same way that you cannot serve God and money or mammon. You cannot serve God and serve fame. No. So if the fame comes to you, you cannot. And so it's as we climb the ladder of growth, the circle of influence will grow bigger. As women, you have more women to reach out to, even more men to reach out to. You get known by many. Fame will come. People talk about you, and as it goes deep down, you tend to review for as a woman now. By the time you get known, you tend to review where you show up. You can't just walk into any show like everybody knows you. You can't just walk into any show. You do what you used to do. I remember someone saying that before it became known, as a guy can just go to one corner of the street in Nigeria. Let me put it this way, and a place to eat. So, but now that is no, they can't do that. Those are the
Yeah.
yeah. So even as simple as your WhatsApp, nothing is private to be.
Mm,
Everything is out there. Everything
mm,
is out. So as one grows, there's some things that will give in and some things that would one needs to adjust. And that's what we're talking about, how to manage fame. And I want to say this that it's sad at times, when people start out, they are growing and fame comes, opportunity for recognition comes. People change the focus from the growth now to fame.
mm, yeah.
They look
Mm,
out to maintain the fame.
mm,
Even as women, you're growing, let's say in your skill or in your venture, in your business or in your career, because of the skills developed over time, you're being called to speak at engagement, you're being called, because, oh, this person is now famous, this person is a celebrity, you make any post, you begin to have many likes, many followers, any
mm,
word you say goes viral. There's a danger that if you do not focus on what take you to the limelight,
mm,
everything will fizzle out quickly.
yeah. Correct.
Everything will fizzle out. They look for how to maintain the fame. So, okay, people know me now. Let's start posting pictures. Oh, I bought a fine dress. Oh, that's not what got you there. Because it's
Mm,
what gets you there that will sustain you. And so,
yeah.
if it's your skill that got you there, then let your skill be something that sustains you. Let it be your skill that sustains you. Whatever you're doing, you don't drop it at the expense of maintaining fame. And so, because we're Christians, permit me to just say the scripture, 1 John 2:15 says, Love not the world, neither the things that is in the world. If anyone loves the Lord, the love of the Father is not in him. And verse 16, for the lust of the flesh, for all that is the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life.
Mm,
17 talks about it that all the world passes away and the lust thereof, but anyone that does the will of the Lord of God abides forever. Now, that
mm,
is our injunction on how, first of all, to manage faith.
mm,
We are in this world. We must always remember that we are first Christians. Even before we say we are women, we are first Christians. And so, as we grow, our growth should give us opportunity to point people to Christ. When you're growing in your business, you have multiple companies, you have um so many NGOs, you have multiple companies, you have a greater influence as a woman, you know,
mm,
all that you are doing. Because as Christians, we must first remember that we are first Christians, should point people to Christ.
yeah.
That is very important. Although we're in the world, we should not be carried away by the systems, by the desires, by the cravings of this world. We know how fleeting they are. Before now, they'll say, "Oh, this person is a celebrity." Now they're no longer celebrity. We know the popular celebrities in the early 90s, even in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Many of them are nowhere to be found now. That's to show you how fleeting fame is, how fleeting this world is. It says, and so cravings for fame is part of the pride of life. And the bad thing about fame is when not properly managed, it inflates our view of our own importance. We have an inflated view of our own importance. We are blind to our sins and our
mm,
shortcomings. We
mm,
feel we're invisible. We feel, yeah,
mm,
yeah, everybody's calling me. I'm the, I have, it's one of the easy ways to see fame now is the number of followers you have on your social media group, the number
yeah,
of likes you get from your posts as a
mm,
woman. Those are the easy way. Even people don't even follow you to know the number of houses you have. Okay, maybe when you buy a house, you post it like, oh
mm,
yes, I have. But the way you show that you are in the limelight of fame is the number of people that likes your post. It creates an illusion. You feel, yes, I'm there. Yes, I'm there.
yeah,
If you want to go out, like, if they see me now, let me just dress up very well. Let me package myself. Let me just I'm hot. I'm there. It creates an inflated view of oneself.
I know.
And if it's not properly managed, it causes emotional stress because you're chasing after shadows. You don't want your followership to come down. So you're always trying out content, trying out things to keep everything at bay. It creates an emotional stress.
Mm,
Also, it impacts, on your privacy. Your
mm,
family will be affected as a woman. If you mistakenly post a picture of your child, the world knows your child. And fame requires capacity. I mean, mental capacity to manage effectively. Because if it's not properly managed, fame will crash the person. Fame will crash the person. And so it's important to manage fame. And I want to talk about five ways to manage, 5 ways to manage fame. As a woman, I can't overstress this. Always know your worth. Always know your worth. Now, why am I saying this? And I'm narrowing down to the female gender, to women, because oftentimes we tend to lose ourselves, especially for those that are in marriage. The first few years of marriage, so many misunderstandings with husband, issues, finance, in-laws, and because of the constant letdown we hear, because of the constant verbal abuse. That's just a simple way to put it. We tend to lose ourselves. We don't even know. We don't even know our worth again. The self-esteem is gone. At times, I've seen women that they were fantastic before they got married, firebrand, excellent in every way. They got married, and down the line came shadows of themselves. They might be
mm,
very good probably with their work. They could be very good with their work, but emotionally they're not sound.
yeah,
And it is important as woman that is growing in career, growing your business, to always know your worth. If life happened and you've lost your sense of worth, that's not a problem. You can always have it back. I tell you. And it starts from what accepting the value God has placed on you. You're a royal priesthood. You are loved and favored of God. You are a beautiful human being. You are excellent. It's so it this thing runs so deep that when the woman does not know her worth and is growing in career, the woman becomes unaware of herself, that is not does not have a self-awareness. There is high tendency for that woman to misuse fame. You start seeking validation from people outside. You start seeking validation from the society, from the media.
mm,
It's an
mm,
emotional wreck. it's a mental. You start
Mm,
seeking validation. You want to have it. And at times you see some women that becomes lioness for lack of better words. It's because something is missing. They've
mm,
not come to accept who they are, who Christ has made them to be. And so you
mm,
need to accept who Christ has made you to be. You need to know yourself. What are you good at? Tell us about your strength. I did an exercise with my kids some years ago, because as parents, you're always correcting your child. Oh, you do not do this, you do that. So I told them, it was during one of the devotions. I'm like, okay, tell me 5 good things about you. No, yes, I started with 5. Hey, my God, they managed to say 3. I said, wow. And because, because I did tell them, you need to improve in this, you need to improve in this, you need to improve in this. So that is what has filled their mind. So I now took my time. I gave them, exercise, they wrote 10, 10 good things about yourself. And now they're very confident of themselves. Nobody can take it away from them. They know. Even the ones that, there are areas of improvement, by the time they explain their areas of improvement to you, you will think, man, this is an area of strength. They've learned to convert that area of improvement to their area of strength by just talking about it. This is me, but that's who I am. And I said, okay. So it's even as a woman, you need to, can you tell me 10 good things about yourself? I tell you, many women will struggle with it because we're so easy to talk about, I'm fat, stretch mark. I'm not fine again. I used to be hot. I don't know this. I don't know. I don't know this. We used to. We said that, and that is the starting point of everything. Please don't forget your worth. Don't forget your worth. Number 2 is consistently grow and invest in quality. Consistently grow and invest in quality. Growth in the purpose pursuit is the only thing that guarantees a peaceful life. I'll say that again. Growth in the purpose pursuit is the only thing that guarantees a peaceful or a fulfilling life. Fame does not guarantee that. Fame does not guarantee a purposeful life, doesn't at all. Look at Jesus. When he was on earth, at a point they said, oh, come and be our king. Oh, come and be our king. You rode on a colt, They said, hallelujah, hallelujah. Long after, not too long after that, it was crucified. If he was carried away by the popularity, by the fame, I tell you, he would have missed his purpose. But of course, God, he knew everything and he did not commit his heart to people. Even as women, we must consistently grow. It is growth that makes us to be recognized. Growth, either in our brain or in our skill, it is this growth that makes us to be recognized, that gives us that platform of fame. And so we do not trash it aside and say we focus on the fame. Fame is the byproduct of the growth. And so invest in quality. I remember, there was time that we had, okay, I'm on here. We had a leader, that was growing and the wife was not growing. Opportunity came and the wife of the leader could not match up with the position that the husband now acquired. And so, as a woman, please continue to grow, continue to improve on yourself. I listened to the other speakers, the previous month. They've talked about this thing, they talk about this growth, in this series. Please invest in your growth, grow consistently, invest in the quality of your intellectual capacity. Invest in it, because when the fame comes and you don't have anything to deliver, please, everything will fizzle out. And fame is a platform. Please remember, fame is a platform to showcase people to Christ. Is a platform to showcase people to Christ. And so when it comes, because you are
right.
prepared, you have showcase people to Christ. So consistently grow and invest in quality. And I would say this, people desire to be high up there in the top ladder in whatever organization, whatever they're doing, either as a C-suit or in the marketplace or in a business or even in ministry. But I will tell you that the top level is real power play that you need to develop capacity for. You need to develop, it's a real power play that requires you to develop capacity to manage the fame, to manage the externalities with it does. So I'll go to number 3, the top point. I believe I'm still within my time frame.
Yes, you're.
Thank you. Okay, top point on how to manage fame. Have a sense of detachment and not
Hmm.
entitlement.
That
Have a
again.
sense of detachment and not entitlement.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like the scripture we read, that we are in this world, we are not of this world. Don't get attached to fame.
Hmm.
Don't, because it's for a short, however the time might be, 40 years, still short. Don't lose your life on it. And so have a sense of detachment. This is a tool. You don't attach yourself to a tool. You use the tool. You use it as a
Hmm.
platform. Don't chase after fame. Don't seek
Hmm.
to be known or approved of men. Like Paul says,
Hmm.
have I become a servant of men to gain their approval? Say, then if I be, then I'm not qualified to be a servant of God. You don't, everything in life is just transit. That's the truth. Even human beings, Jesus said he did not commit his heart to people because he knew the heart of men, even though he was the savior of the world. That's to tell you how one is to apply one's heart to wisdom when it comes to fame. You don't attach yourself to fame, following after it, like, what do I need to be relevant? What do I need to be relevant? Oh, this is a new dress in town, or I have a latest designer. Okay, let me quickly, or what is a new trend in fashion? What is the new trend in skills you chase after?
Hmm.
Even as good as skills are, they're relevant skills for the now that makes one famous. You have to check, is this what God wants you to do?
Hmm.
So you don't chase after it. It's like chasing after the wind, and you can never catch up with the wind. You can't catch the wind.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like scripture, Ecclesiastes 5:10 says, whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their
Right.
income.
Yeah.
That's the way fame is. And the problem is with this famous lifestyle is after a while, everything disappears. Everything disappears. So fame, as good as it is a platform, is also a great deceiver that blinds people into
Hmm.
thinking that they have more prestige
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
like a man goes out, he feels, oh, because you've just spoken at an international, or
Hmm.
people are recognized, you're at the top level, you want to
Hmm.
you want to go out and you expect you give me that preferential treatment.
Yeah. Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
Whatever you do as Christian women, remember, as you're growing, please don't forget to be a Christian woman first. And we are not here to make name for ourselves, because this world, even if you spend 120 years, it's just short. We have to, but God expects us to grow. I will always emphasize that God expects us to every living thing. God said, be fruitful and multiply. And that's why I said, I think number point to be invest in your growth. Growth is important. However, you're growing, remember that you're here not to make a name for yourself, but you're here on an assignment by your God, and you must be intentional about it. Don't let fame rob you of your assignment. Live a life of detachment from the world, from fame.
Yeah.
Don't hold it so dear, like you're entitled to it. There are people that, yeah, that's part of the things of with fame. They go to a party because they are recognized, they expect that they should be the ones to be served first. Please calm down before you go to the
Mm,
party. Demand. Don't make demands, unnecessary demands on people because you are famous.
mm,
Don't make unnecessary demand on people because you are famous. And that brings me to my fourth point. Be simple.
mm.
Simplicity is underrated.
Yeah.
Is underrated. And I will say this. As you are committed to growth, please be simple. Be simple in your approach to life. Be simple in your way of dressing. You don't need so much things to show that you're wealthy. I said it that as a woman, when you don't know your worth, you look for things to validate your worth. When your self worth
Mm,
has been tampered with, because you're growing, you need something else to validate your worth. And that's why some people that they shock themselves. They've shocked themselves because they
mm.
never imagined they would do some things. They never imagined they would get into some associations that will corrupt their Christianity.
Mm,
They never
mm,
imagined. And so, as much as possible, please live a simple life. Live a
mm.
simple life. Don't let your life be complicated.
Yeah.
you know, the popular musicians of those days that are not relevant, they will amass the bottle, another thing that fame does as a woman, because we have to take care of ourselves, as women,
Mm,
when we don't dress, it shows easily, unlike men that they wear shirt and trousers and they're fine. Of course, there are designers now, but in whatever you're doing, be simple. In your dressing, be simple. You don't have to move with the latest trend of fashion just to show that you are among, you are a celebrity, you are this. The fame, and I'm saying this, is a platform for you to showcase Christ. And when you have that at the back of your mind, it regulates your composure, it regulates your dress, it regulates your outlook to life. Don't let your clothes, your jewelry define you. Let your personality define what you're wearing. Let your personality define what you're wearing. If there are people that they are very famous, but you'll be shocked. They might just wear something very cheap, but you won't believe that it's cheap, but because you know their worth. Like, I'm not defined by my
mm.
dress. I'm not wearing Gucci or anything. Or if I have,
Yes.
yes, it's a good to have, but it's not a necessity to have. And so you don't,
Correct.
hold on to it. Everything is still tied up. So be simple. Even your braid, your dressing, let simplicity still shows. Let simplicity still shows. And my last point, I like working with time.
Yes, you are.
Okay, my last point. Thank you. I'm not seeing any comment, but I believe all my
I'm
comments.
actually displaying. No,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that comment.
Yes, I can see that. Okay, my last comment is this is very paramount on how to manage fame. Be humble and always be cautious.
Mm, mm,
Be humble and always be cautious. You are in the limelight today. You won't be there in 4 decades to come. I think it was Ruben Abati that said this, during interview. He said when Goodluck Jonathan was the president, I think he was his publicity person for Goodluck Jonathan. So when Goodluck Jonathan was president, when he's coming, everybody, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, you know, at the airport, straight to the presidential lounge, the plane waiting, everything waiting, everybody, yes sir, yes sir. That just after election, the new president has not been sworn in. Everything changed. Everything changed. I mean, the new president after Goodluck Jonathan, President, had not been sworn in. Election has been concluded. They've declared the winner. We're waiting for swearing in. Everything changed. No longer going to the presidential lounge. In fact, use the presidential prayer like, is it for you?
mm,
Because power has moved.
mm, mm,
Be humble. As a woman, be humble. You don't get to that position, you don't get into the limelight, and first of all, talk anyhow to your husband, to your family, or you let it get
mm,
into your head.
mm,
Be humble to the people around you, to people that you do not know. And as a matter of fact, the more you grow, and the more you are in the limelight, the more cautious you should be. A simple courtesies, oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. They are very important. That's because let's say you get, as a woman, you have a position that entitles you to have a driver, entitles you to have mates, entitles you to have a private car, whatever it is. Let's even say you're a minister. You walk, you're talking to your delegates. Be cautious. Don't talk at that. Don't ridicule them. There are people that I remember, somebody tell me a story, estate agents, when people are in estates, they pay the estate agent, no, sorry, facility management of the estate to take care of the estates well. And some residents will call the estate agent, I need this. Oh, we're sorry, we're busy. That's in the given response. Say, don't you know I'm paying your salary? Don't you know I'm paying this? Please calm down.
down.
It's your money. Be cautious. Be humble. Be humble. To your friends, to the people that have, in fact, to the people that have helped you, you need to always appreciate the support of people that have lifted you up.
Mm,
For people that mean so well to you, appreciate them. Appreciate them. Your people, your support staff, whatever the number, be cautious to them, be gracious to them, be merciful to them. Mercy is a powerful tool in the hand of a growing leader. You need to be
mm,
full of mercy because you also received mercy. You think you worked your way through. There are many people that work hard, there are many people that are laboring hard, but they're not there. And so be merciful, be merciful. And also, the downside of fame also is get the people that want to take from you, get the people that are, for want of better word, sycophants,
mm,
people that they will speak good, fair weather people that will sing
mm,
your commendation today, persecute you tomorrow. You know,
mm,
for those people, also be gracious and full of mercy.
mm,
That's why you need to be very humble. So the people, everyone around you, your husband, your in-laws, your parents, your siblings, the people that are not there, they're not there, they're not in your position. These things, please be merciful to them. Be merciful, be humble, be cautious. Don't also, what the other downside of of fame is by the time you grow, and some people that cannot relate well with your position. It is normal.
mm,
Some people cannot relate well with your position, like let's say you now you become um the wife of the president. There are people that before they will call you call you by name. Now they can't. They'll just cut off. They'll feel, oh, you are too proud. Please be
Proud.
patient. You know that which is true that you meet people that cannot relate with your new position, or you were struggling together and you suddenly become wealthy. Please, they can't. Please relate, still relate well with them. It's normal. Then, in terms of this cultures, don't burn bridges. Don't work on those that have helped you. Don't bite the fingers that fed you. Don't. Even when they do something wrong to you, be full of mercy. You can stay away, still do good to them.
Mm,
Being famous is an opportunity for you to do good to people, whether even if it's in your capacity.
mm,
You know, do good. I always say that do good, but don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. No matter what, don't burn bridges. If it's possible, live peaceable because this fame is fickle, it's fleeting, it's here today,
mm,
tomorrow is not there, and so be wise. I want to close with a story of a king that um with this story of a king that was in deep problem, and he was so sad that he didn't know what to do, and he called one of his advisors that I need something that will always remind me of whatever situation that um, all is well. That even when I'm bad, I'll still feel good. When things are bad, I'll feel at a stable emotional state of mind. I'll be at stability of mind, something like that. And the advisor said, okay. The advisor molded a ring for him and put an inscription. This time will soon pass.
mm,
And that's the way we should see fame. When the king saw it in the midst of the crisis, he said, this time will soon pass. It gave him hope. When it was time for plenty, everything was good. He saw this time will soon pass. That helped him to self-regulate his emotion. That don't get carried away by this fanfare, by this plenty, by this largesse. Don't get carried away. Just be wise because it will soon pass. And that is our attitude to fame. It's a platform, but it will soon pass. And so what at the time that God has given to us with the fame is our time of relevance that we should use to make his name proud.
proud.
Thank you very
Mm.
much.
Wow. I really feel like saying standing ovation. Thank you so much for this wonderful, time. I think a lot of people are joining afterwards, and because you will definitely see the replay after, because a lot has been said, and I love the way you take everything within the 5 points in drive home the points more clearly. I don't want to repeat all that you've said, but in a lot of way, this is speaking to everybody. I know when some people saw the topic, they will have felt, oh, fame. I'm not even yet there. But by the description, the introduction, we can see fame happens to everybody at all level. So it now depends on how we all see fame. So you can be dropping your question. Everybody is saying thank you, thank you. A lot of thank you on the platform already. Okay, so you can be dropping your question as we about rounding up, so that if it's something we can take before she leaves. Okay, so it is first from the person that possesses the frame. I like that part so well. And the other part, because I was trying to ask question around that, I like the way that you conclude in on that part. That yes, we have some psycho friends, some people that will, because you're very humble, you're very you're very merciful and everything, and they want to take advantage of you. The way you have dealt with the topic and round it up around that, make it, it completes the whole sentence, it completes the whole person. Because most of the time, yes, as individual, a lot of people may not be able to understand your new position, and you cannot change that. You cannot change them. You don't even have the time to think through all of that. But they are there helping you to define who you're not. So, like you mentioned, it's okay to, be merciful to people, but if possible, you can create the this kind, and that's where boundary. I feel boundary is very, very necessary, because in relationship, I think that's one of the things that kills relationship, when you cannot manage boundary carefully. You batch into people and all of that, and then at the end of the day, you come back and define them. It's always very difficult for the other person to really help in understanding what is going on. So thank you so much for you already answered my question. So I don't want to go into that again. But in case anybody has any question, in case anyone, yes, Promise said if you can overlook the many flaws of people and appreciate them for that one good thing they have done, it could foster a great relationship that will last a lifetime. I agree with you. In as much, okay, let me ask this, because sometimes you want to relate with people, even though you're trying in all your best, your simplicity, your worth, you're consistently growing and invest on quality. You do all these five things that you just mentioned today. And from the other people, they just felt, this natural mentality of saying this person is too proud. And you're trying to not to burn the bridges, but that relationship is already becoming, how will I put it, is already becoming too hostile. Let me use that word. Hostility is already coming in, and you, as much as you're doing all your part to be a good child of God, you're getting in return something that is like your heart is being broken. In a very simple way to say it. How do you manage such situation in your own words?
Thank you very much. Um, that happens. I won't lie to you. I will be sincere with you. That happens to many of us. Even let me put it this way: someone that has people reporting to them,
To them.
it
Yeah.
happens. However, because you know your what you've created boundaries, those are part of the nuances of it. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
So what can
Okay.
you do? Try to ensure your heart is right. Um, try to
Yeah.
ensure that your heart is right without any bitterness.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, as much as you can, be intentional. That is to say, if there
Mm.
is hostility, you've drifted away on purpose. Now,
Yeah.
be intentional to reach out
Mm.
once in a while. I'm reaching out to you. You are now taking the leadership role. Say,
Mm.
I'm reaching out to you. How are you? This is you go back to your shell, as in you go back to your space. So once in a while, yes, you can do that, but that shows that you're in control. You're
Mm.
not, and you just have to be. You're in control. You're not allowing situations to detect who takes the baton of control. You're in control of the relations. You talk, you move back. That's good.
You
But it
Thank
happens.
you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you, because we all experience at one point or the other in life. And I like the fact that I like how you respond to this. That just solve it. So it will happen, guys. Even though you have done all, some situation will still happen. So, but because of your peace of mind, you have to know how to manage. If you know that it's affecting your mental, sense in a way, please create and manage boundaries carefully for the sake of your, just, sometimes as human, we want to feel, when we feel we're in control, we go over and beyond. When we feel we're in control of our space, we can grow over and beyond. And that is why you need to manage that space carefully. You need to manage that space carefully, because if there is no peace in the mind, it will be difficult for you to do a whole lot of things. Even this old one that we're calling ourselves Christian, to walk in the path will be difficult if there is no peace in the mind. So for the peace of your mind, do all in your power to make sure you put yourself in space that will help you achieve your growth while you are also managing the fame. So thank you again, Pastor Busola. And before I ask you to say your parting words with our audience, I'd like to appreciate everyone that joined to this section. Adenike Akiogbe, thank you for joining. Balogun Lubukola, Promise Onosomi, Adekoya Blessing, Balogun Lubukola, I cannot see every, okay, Olua Kemisola Esola, thank you all for joining. I may not be able to say everybody's name, your wife, but for everyone that joined this section and everybody that will be seeing the replay later, I would like to say a thank you for finding this worthy. And I know it's going to add a whole lot to her life, you know. Thank you for being here at all time. It's always it's always a massive period. So Pastor Busola, let's just hear your parting words before you call it a session.
Thank you so much, Ma, for the opportunity to speak. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. And thank you for the team that were contacting me. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing. So, in a nutshell, I'll just say this: be committed to your growth. Even as fame comes, don't hold on to fame. Remember, it's a platform to showcase Christ. It's a platform to impact more lives for God. Hold on to consistent growth, and that is the only thing that will sustain you in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can see a lot of people dropping their comment. I feel that we don't necessarily need to impose ourselves on people who feel threatened about our growth. Correct. But for the sake of our well-being, we all need to rid our minds of grudges. That's just the summary of it. So thank you so much, Promise Onosomi. Thank you, Madam, for dropping your comments. So thank you everyone for your presence today again. I so much appreciate you as usual. Until we meet next month on the Incorruptible Women series, I'd like to say have a wonderful time. Enjoy your moments. Keep growing. Keep growing. Be humble. Have a sense of detachment and not entitlement. Be simple. Be cautious. I love that part very well. I didn't say it. That word, be cautious, be humble and be cautious. Wow, that just eats me extraordinarily. And always know your full worth. Thank you everyone for joining again. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Pastor Busola. We hope that you answer us when next we'll call you, because it's been a wonderful moment with you. Thank you. Have an awesome evening, everyone.